Stand by. The program will begin soon.
There's an example yesterday I saw of this woman who's been here. I mean, we might even play this clip. She's been here 20 years. She has 3 kids who were born here. Her kids are because of birthright citizenship, which is another subject that's coming up. And she's never bothered to even try to resolve her immigration status. Not in 20 years. She has never tried to resolve her immigration status. Not through Republican presidents, not through Democratic presidents, nothing. And so now, she's worried about being deported because they put out the sob story of this woman. Well, that's not the average person they're even looking at right now. The average person they're looking at crossed in the last 3 years are CNN is cutting jobs to embrace the digital future. No, because they're cutting jobs because, as I like to say, they suck. CNN is undergoing a significant restructuring, planning to lay off about 200 employees, which constitutes approximately 6% of its workforce. This move is part of a broader strategy under CEO Mark Thompson to pivot towards a digital-first approach, focusing on expanding digital subscriptions and reducing costs from traditional TV operations. Wait a minute. Didn't they already try the CNN subscription service, which failed miserably? Which, if you truly have compassion for trans kids, you would allow them to all go through puberty, because 90% of kids who think they're trans change their mind once they go through puberty. That puberty is the fix for most of the problems. But you guys want the medicalization of kids and sterilization of kids and medical and surgical altering of kids who can't make that decision at 12 years old or 13 years old. Diablo asks, why is it when I try to show empathy and concern, people always misconstrue it? Last time I asked someone if their mom at least got a good check from the clinic that botched the abortion. Oh! Oh, God. Damn it, AD. I think you just need to find a gentle.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
I would be willing to bet everything I own that submitting a 22-minute video montage that shows the most egregious acts of violence you can find from that day, when the defendant in question is on that video for only 6 seconds and the scene walking calmly, is highly prejudicial and a violation of the defendant's due process rights. The person was found guilty and sentenced to 19 months in prison. Now, it took 2 hours to read through all of the documents that were in the case file. Every motion submitted by the defendant was denied. Every motion by the defendant was denied. How often does that happen? And every motion submitted by the government was granted. They turned a trespass misdemeanor that would have resulted in a $50 ticket into 5 misdemeanors and a felony charge by charging the defendant with a statute that would have required the Secret Service to rope off the section he was in, which they did not. They also charged him with a statute that would have required them to prove Mike Pence was in the building at the time he walked through that corridor. He was not. And they used an Enron statute that the Supreme Court struck down. If you accept a pardon, you are admitting guilt. Period. That's the, because you can't be pardoned if you're not guilty.
Whether he can preemptive whether he can issue President's reportedly asking his staff whether he can issue preemptive pardons for himself, his family members, Rudy Giuliani. There's a simple answer: no. No, Mr.
Oh,
that
you
would be a
can't?
gross abuse
Oh,
of the presidential
it's a
pardon authority.
gross abuse
President-
of presidential pardon authority. Well, there you go. You accepted a pardon, Adam Kinzinger. You think you may have committed a crime. Oh, here, J.B. Raskin. Dirty Q-tip. Dirty Q-tip, J.B. Raskin. What else? What did he have to say?
Well, the seeking of pardons is
Yes, it's only on
powerful
one side.
demonstration of the consciousness of guilt, or at least the consciousness that you may be in trouble.
J.B.
And that's
Raskin.
what's so shocking
Did he
about
get a
this.
pardon also? Wasn't he on
Well,
that committee?
The seeking of pardons is
He was on that committee. I'm curious if you're going to condemn that part. Are you going to condemn that pardon?
Joe Biden pardoned a lot of people. Yeah, he should answer for that and explain.
Lots of murderers, lots of drug dealers, lots of people who killed people, commuted the sentence of a couple murderers. One drug dealer who people died from taking the drugs that they sold them.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
The Obama Aniston rumors have gone wild. Rumors have emerged on social media that suggest Barack and Michelle Obama might be heading towards divorce, with speculators linking Barack Obama to actress Jennifer Aniston. Those rumors have gained traction following Michelle Obama's absence from Jimmy Carter's funeral and the inauguration, and are based on tabloid stories and social media speculation without solid confirmation from the individuals involved. So far, they're still rumors, and I don't know why people are perpetuating them, but it is kind of fun to perpetuate rumors like that. No one's come out to, out and out deny anything. That's the weird part.
We should just take a deep breath and acknowledge the audacity.
The audacity!
Of a president who's so clearly
The
concerned about his own
audacity!
criminal culpability.
Oh my God, his own criminal culpability and his son's business dealings. I know that they're talking about Joe Biden, aren't they?
And that of his family members.
Like the boy asked, are cats really soul suckers? Yes. Yes. That's why I'm not into cats. Dogs, man. I'm a dog guy. Avocado Stably, is there an aisle in the grocery store that is less objectionable to have sex in? Where do you come up with this shit? Dude.
Has done something no person in the world has ever done before. A dead man, a dead politician, has risen.
Yes.
Somebody who 4 years ago at Davos, he's buried, a dead.
And I wonder how many people at Davos have been funding Donald Trump's demise that has failed. I wonder how many people at Davos, again, let me say it again. I wonder how many people at Davos have been funding what they had hoped would be Trump's demise. I bet you there's a few of them there. And it didn't work, did it now? Didn't work now, did it?
Politically known to me. He's now returned. This is the greatest comeback in political history of a politician. And then, therefore, he thinks he can do anything.
At the end of the show, every day on my show, if I put something on the screen or I'm talking about it, or it's a topic or an article that I'm presenting in this show, I provide links to every single thing that I've talked about, and even more, the ones I didn't even get to. I drop them in the chat at the end of the show, and also I drop them in the description. So if you want to find these articles, they will be in the links at the end of the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Knight.
Well, did I change the thumbnail? I think I did. Happy Mardi Gras, people. It's Fat Tuesday. Everyone gonna get fat, although in the United States, I suppose every Tuesday is Fat Tuesday. I shouldn't say that because not everybody here is fat, but boy, we are some chunky motherfuckers. I didn't swear this early in the show. Anyway, hi, how you doing? Happy Tuesday, the 4th of March, 2025. And welcome to everyone who's in the chat already. Gosh, it's good to see you here. I was still opening links because there's a couple that I wanted to. Oh, Dems are pro. Okay, yeah, this is what it's going to do. Oh, this is awesome. I saw an article that I have to add to the links here. So, yeah, lots of stuff going on, obviously, because every day it's something. And the president's going to address the nation tonight. I'll talk about that a little later. There's a bunch of stuff going on in Europe. The ReArm Europe thing here. Yeah, that's interesting. I have some thoughts about that. And just general mayhem that happens every day on the show. So let's get it started by saying, hello, how are ya? Oh, what's this? I don't know what the next line of that song is. Isn't that the Bee Gees one? Telephone? No, who does Telephone Line? Oh, telephone. Oh, that's ELO. I was thinking, well, I don't know. There's lots of hello songs, the Lionel Richie and the chick who was fat and is now super hot. I can't believe I said that. I'm making a lot of hefty jokes today. But it is Fat Tuesday, so you got to make fat jokes on Fat Tuesday, right? All right, let's go. First, but before I say hi to everybody, I'm going to say a special hi to the first sponsor of the day, Avocados WR. Hey, hit the button. Avocados WR.
You are
the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor. What the hell are you doing over there? Pay attention. You like how I pretend to talk to somebody over there? Shut up. Anyway, Avocados Daily dropped a small bullet in the tip jar, aka a 223, who says, I found a dead groundhog about 25 feet up in a tree in my yard yesterday. How do I know it was dead, you ask? Well, I assume the entrails hanging down from the half-eaten carcass were not a fashion statement. Now I just have to wait for it to fall, I guess. Ew. Ew. Oh. I feel your pain every once in a while. Every once in a while when I walk out into my yard in the backyard, I find the remnants of either a squirrel or a rabbit that my dog caught. And my dog doesn't eat them. He just likes to play with them, and they somehow eventually fall apart. But he doesn't eat them. Thank God, because I want to see the puke after that. But yeah, he has a habit of leaving. The one in particular, they don't always break apart. But there was one time we went out, and it was in the middle of winter, and I walked out into my backyard. I can't remember even wonder why I backed. Oh, because he came in with a head. And we're like, oh my God, where the hell is this? And I go out of my yard, and I'm looking around trying to figure out where did he kill this rabbit? And I go out, trudge out in the snow, out in the back, and all of a sudden I see this giant crime scene, just blood everywhere, and half a rabbit here, half a rabbit there, and no head because he already brought it back to the house. I feel your pain, AD. It's how high in the tree is it though? That means that what that tells me is a bird of prey decided to take out a groundhog, like Groundhog Day, those are huge. Although eagles especially can take down very large prey. Like I said, we were driving one time, we saw an eagle that took out a deer and was having lunch. So it's amazing what some of these birds can do. Anyway, First in chat today also just happens to be Avocados Diablo, so you also get the bell. Yeah. And a little $sign. Also, good morning to Somnambul Nation, Mike Savage, Blarg. JB's in the house, Attack Alpaca. My other favorite Canadian, Unacceptable Views, Ms. Wild Wolf. How you doing? Also, good morning, Somnambul Nation. Dom O'Leary's in the house. Aaron Meredith, hello. Johnny Boomertech doing his job, except for hitting the buttons. Also, good morning to Amazing Disgrace is in the house. And that's it so far. Only 17 people here. What's going on? Where is everybody? Anyway, hit the like button. The ratio to likes is already 50%. That's good. So hit the like button, share the stream if you haven't done already. And, anything else you want to do, I can't see you. So just feel free, even if it's a little weird. Let's see. That's not right. What's that supposed to be? It is not. What the hell? What the hell did I do? There we go. Okay. And also some people have shared the show. I appreciate that. So let's look at that list. We'll start at the top because not all these are people sharing the show. So first of all, Resolute Germ. Oh, with a little Jim. Oh, the Heart Foundation. Jim the Anvil Nyhart and Bret Hart coming out to. Why isn't it playing? Coming out to greet us. Let's go. I was always wondering why they wore pink, but Jim the Anvil Nyhart. I always liked his character better than Bret Hart, even though some people, that's not even on the screen, is it? Even though some people say Bret Hart may be one of the greatest wrestlers of all times. But anyway, thank you also, Resolute Germ. Let's see, Man Squatch, Amazing Disgrace, Somnambul Nation, Swamp Fox Ghost for sharing the stream of mine, just retweeting my post. Also, Amazing Disgrace, what the hell is that? And why aren't these GIFs playing? What the bloody hell is that? Whatever it is, it's going because it has to. The video of Owen Hart coming into the ring is oh my God, stop it, AD. If you were implying, that's sad. That was so sad. Anyway, also thank you, JB. Oh, we got some samurai action going here. Why are these all stopping when I get there though? Ms. Wild Wolf going the extra mile. Is that Rocky? Looks like it. And then, oh, that's cool. Let's go, Somnambul Nation. That's fun. Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone who's sharing the stream. I greatly appreciate it. Also, good morning to Anon. 1, 2, 3. Everyone gets that, right? I assume that everyone knows about the count. And that's and CG also retweeted the show. So there you go. Thanks, everybody, for doing that. I appreciate it. Let your friends and family know that this is the place to be. Also, ladies and gentlemen, today is the special day today is Mardi Gras. It's Fat Tuesday. And it's like, is that like the preview to the Lent or something like that? I know it has something to do. That means Lent's starting. So everyone's like feasts and gets their stuff, the food in, their stuff they're not supposed to eat in while they can. So there you go. There's I'm sorry if you're epileptic, that one might do things to you. Also, I can't scroll in this one because there are definitely some pictures of people's displaying their lumps. So I can't scroll any farther than that. Although, let's see. Oh, here's a Zulu parade on Fat Tuesday. Anyway, yeah, the parades are already started in New Orleans. They start early and go the entire day. And boy, it'd be fun to be in New Orleans right now because I'd go to that place that sells the beignets and feast on some stuff. You know what I mean? Tyre Alexander, the Scourge, is in the house. Good morning, sir. And somebody else. Oh, GDSOB, what's up? Nice to have you here, sir. Okay, so and then on the Fat Tuesday one, let's see right here. Oh, yeah, no, yeah, she didn't show her boobs in this one. So but obviously this young lady, I'm gonna guess that she showed her boobs several times because these girls are loaded up with the beads and stuff. So anyway. Happy Mardi Gras. By the way, also, Governor J.B. Pritzker, it's every Tuesday's Fat Tuesday. Okay, enough fat jokes. Moving on. Now, some sad news. Dolly Parton posted something. That's kind of sad. Everyone's, what the hell? Okay, mourning for Dolly Parton. But not Dolly Parton died, but her husband, Carl Dean, husband of Dolly Parton, passed away March 3rd. in Nashville at the age of 82. He will be laid to rest in private ceremony with immediate family attending. He was survived by siblings, Sandra and Donnie. Quote, Carl and I spent many wonderful years together. Words can't do justice to the love we shared for over 60 years. Thank you for your prayers and sympathy. The family has asked for privacy during this difficult time. I didn't even know Dolly Parton was married, although I knew she had children or whatever. Speaking of boobs. In fact, here's Carl Dean married Dolly Parton. Young, gave zero fucks about fame and fortune, laid asphalt for a living, got this for his birthday a few years ago, married 60 years, died loved by his family, 0 tweets, 0 Facebook posts, 10 out of 10 for life, no notes, legend. Yeah, he stayed in the background. They were married for nearly 60 years. I didn't know she was, oh my God, A.T. Avocado Diablo. So Dolly's single again? Yeah, I don't think you want to. Look, there's a lot of makeup and plastic that keep her looking the way she does, and I would venture to guess you probably wouldn't want to go there. So there you go. All right, moving on. Also, Amelia Perez is trending. Now, I didn't say squat about the Oscars the other night because I didn't watch it, and I didn't really pay attention. I skipped it as a trending topic yesterday. It was the number one trending topic yesterday, and I skipped it because I didn't care. But then today, Amelia Perez is trending, and I'm like, oh, wait, I don't even know who won Oscars for what. And I was thinking to myself, why is Amelia Perez trending? Now, if you're not familiar with Amelia Perez, it's a movie. The setting is in Mexico, and it's about a drug lord who just needed to get out of the life and hide himself. So he decided that he was going to become trans. He's going to transition into a woman and maybe help that hide. And so it's all about, and the movie was terrible according to everyone who's seen it. But for some reason, it got nominated for 13 Academy Awards. And you're like, oh my God, 13 Academy Awards. It must have been a great movie. But then we saw that clip with the song from it. It was really bad. And everyone says the movie sucked. But, it was about a trans person. So they gave 13 nominations for Academy Awards, Oscars. And then it only won one. And it was for the co-star or whatever, the supporting actress, which shouldn't have been. So anyway, so lots of people are kind of making fun of it. And then also during the ceremony, the two people, it did win I guess it won an award for a song too. It got 2. But then the people who wrote the song, well, let me just tell you, because it's getting a lot of shade, okay? And I'm going to tell you why, because there's a few reasons. So first of all, the people who wrote the song or whatever went on stage and sang in Spanish, and they were the ones who were talking about they wrote the movie saying that Spanish is the language of the poor and the uneducated, whatever. So a lot of Mexicans and people who speak Spanish are pissed off about that. So here's one of the tweets that I saw. It said, winning an Oscar for a song you wrote in Spanish while simultaneously claiming Spanish is the language of developing nations or developing countries, poor people, and migrants, and then thanking the racist piece of shit who sang it and shouldn't even be at the Oscars is wild. Amelia Perez is truly repulsive. Now, I'm pretty sure when they say racist piece of shit, they're talking about the star of the show, who is an actual trans woman who was being celebrated, and the reason it got 13 Academy Award nominations is because, it's trans. So you think, we're going to stick it to Donald Trump by giving this shit 13 Academy Awards. But then later, they found out that this person the trans person who's actually a trans person that played the leading character, apparently says some stuff that people on the left don't like. So where is it? Here we go. New York Times has a sad story about the Oscars. The movie Amelia Perez stars a man who became a woman. It was a favorite for Best Picture until internet sleuths unmasked the actress. And by the way, the actress, who's a man but is a woman now, was up for Best Actress. The male, because we thought for sure we're going to have another male just taking over an awards category, and we would just be like, oh yeah, see, men are better than women. But no, anyway, so they said the internet people, it was favorite Best Picture until the internet sleuths unmasked the actress. as a racist. Oh my God. No Oscar for her. One heroic, can I say tranny on YouTube? I can't know. Anyway, is now a leper. So here it is. How to lose, here, diminishing report, middle, here, so you can see it. Diminishing report, how to lose an Oscar in 10 days. Because this was a favorite for the Academy Award when it got 13 nominations. So the most nominated film, Emilia Perez, could tell you, it was viewed as the favorite for Best Picture when it received 13 nominations, but voter support vanished amid a series of quick-breaking controversies, including discovery of a series of derogatory comments the movie star Carlos Sofia Gascon, him, posted online years ago. Oh my goodness! So yeah. So it only ended up getting 2 awards, and so lots of people are throwing shade at it. Because it lost. And and then also the Emilia Perez star Zoe Zell, she won a Best Supporting Actress, which she shouldn't have. Apparently people are saying Ariana Grande should have gotten it for Wicked. But anyway, I don't care because I haven't seen any of this shit. But then the Mexican reporters talking to her at the Oscars were a little bit upset with her. So this is what happened when she was out there talking about her winning her award. Someone from Mexico, I guess, a Mexican journalist, decided to ask her some questions. Here it is.
Hello, Zoe. I'm Cristina Ibanez. I'm from Webedia, representing Sensa Cine, which is a Mexican outlet. Okay. I gotta say that it has been a lot of things has been said about the movie, about trans people, about empowering women, but less has been said about Mexico, which is the heart of it. So, what would you say about this, the heart of this movie, but also about the topic, who is really hurtful for us, Mexicans?
Mexicans hated the movie.
First of all, I'm very, very sorry that you and so many Mexicans felt offended. That was never our intention. We came from a place of love, and I will stand by that. I don't share your opinion. For me, the heart of this movie was...
Is that a really good... Did you need to say that part? Because you're not Mexican. You tell them how they should feel about it? No, maybe she's not. Let's see what she says.
It's not Mexico. We weren't making a film about a country. We were making a film about 4 women. Yes. And
No, not 4 women. Come on now. Stop it.
Could have been Dominican, could have been black from Detroit, could have been...
Then why weren't they?
Could have been from Gaza. And these women are still very universal
she had to mention Gaza.
That are struggling every day at trying to survive systemic oppression and trying to find their most authentic voices. So I will stand by that. But I'm also always open to sit down with all of my Mexican brothers and sisters and with love and respect.
My Mexican brothers and sisters.
Having a great conversation.
Bitch, you ain't Mexican.
On how Emilia could have been done better. I have no problem. I welcome it.
Maybe it had better writing, for one. But look, everyone who saw this movie says it was a dog. It was a terrible movie, and there's only one reason it got 13 Academy Awards. Someone here, me liking every tweet I see about Emilia Perez losing. Well, speaking of which, here's one. So here it is. Emilia Perez loses Best Picture. Emilia Perez loses Best Actress. Emilia Perez loses Best Supporting Actress. Oh, no, it won Best Supporting Actress. It did get that one. Emilia Perez lost Best International Film, loses Best Director, loses Best Adapted Screenplay, loses Best Original Score, loses Best Makeup and Hairstyling, loses Best Cinematography, loses Best Film Editing, loses Best Sound, but it did win Best Original Song, which I don't know. Anyway, so dumpster fire. It's a dumpster fire. And I'm telling you, the people in the industry are just, they got so much egg on their face as soon as they start seeing the tweets. And you can look those up. Okay, real quick. Good morning, Plague Dr. Zach. Zach Osborne's in the house. What's up? Midnight in Exile's here. Let's see. Someone else showed up. Darren Root, what's up? Good morning. And I think that's everybody. Oh, JB. Did I say JB already? I don't know. I'm saying it twice. There you go. Moving on. Now, speaking of women who probably should just stay out of the limelight. Y'all hear about Casey Anthony? Casey Anthony's back. Apparently, Casey Anthony decided to post a video on X. We'll look at part of it because I just really have no interest in this woman. But she's the one who killed her kids or something like that, and she drowned them, and then pretended to whatever. She got arrested. She's out of jail, I guess, and so she now decided to post something on is this X or Instagram or something? So here's Casey Anthony.
I sweat to death. Okay. Today is a Saturday, March 1st,
We don't give a shit about what you
This
think.
is my-
Fuck you, Casey Anthony. I'm not playing this shit. If you want to watch it, it's here. But lots of people are she this is a 3-minute post on some social media. And people are saying, well, we may be divided politically, but we can all come together and say, with no due respect, go fuck yourself, Casey Anthony. Yeah. Because for those who don't remember, how about we post this pic instead of the Casey Anthony video? Don't give the baby killer 15 more minutes of fame. Here's another one. If you short memory dumb fucks on social media make Casey Anthony rich and famous because you forgot the murder she got away with, here's your reminder that, she's not the one who drowned her kid. She did. I don't remember how she did it, but she killed her own kid. This is the one. Yeah, she threw. Here's your reminder of what she threw in the trunk of her car when she went clubbing. Share this picture of Kaylee Anthony, who had so much more life to live. So, I'm not even going to play it. Go to hell, Casey Anthony. Nobody gives a shit about what you got to say. All right, here's some interesting headlines coming up. I'll put the articles, but I'm not going to go through them too much. California Democrats purge 5 Republicans and 1 moderate Democrat from committees. So the legislature there, it's mostly run by Democrats. I mean, there's super majorities in the California legislature, the House and Senate, whatever. And so California State Assembly Speaker Robert Rivas purged 5 Republicans and 1 moderate Democrat from legislative committees late Friday, apparently in retaliation for their efforts at oversight and bipartisanship. So these are all Republicans and 1 Democrat who were criticizing the legislature for some of the bullshit that they're doing, like in committees and stuff. And so the state assembly speaker said, well, we're purging you from your committee head. The other side of the aisle gets a committee head also. Well, they stripped them of those positions. So the move was shocking even by California standards. Democrats hold supermajorities in both the Assembly and the state Senate and can pass legislation virtually without any input or objection from Republican members of either. But the San Joaquin Valley Sun reported that some of the GOP's loudest voices in the California Assembly and 1 Democrat who undertook a bipartisan initiative. Oh my God, he took a bipartisan initiative. Were dropped from their committee post. It added breaking down a Friday night massacre. Rivas move centered on Assembly member Alexandro Marquedo, Republican from Tulare, Dan Tangipa. Oh my God, these names. Dan Tangipa, Republican from Closes, Carl DeMayo, Republican San Diego, and to a lesser extent, Assembly members Bill Asili from Riverside and Joe Patterson from Rockland. They did a Zelensky. They purged opposition from the committees, basically. So nothing like a nice democratic state like California. Other headlines. These are all Breitbart headlines. California teacher arrested and accused of sexual acts with a minor. Another teacher having sex with one of her students. Apparently, at least this one was 17. Like, he might have had some hair down there. But Spanish teacher in California has been arrested over allegations of engaging in sexual acts with a minor, according to reports. Riverside Police Services announced the arrest of 33-year-old Dulce Flores, a teacher at Riverbank High School, last week. The Stanislaus County Sheriff's Office has arrested the Riverbank High School teacher following an investigation into allegations of an inappropriate relationship with a former student. Wait a minute, a former student? Oh, because this happened a long time ago, but they got her. They got it. noting that Flores has been a teacher at the school since 2016. She was arrested on Tuesday, February 25th at her home and brought to the Stanislaus County Jail, with her bail set at $20,000. She now faces charges of unlawful sexual intercourse with a minor stemming from a relationship with a 17-year-old male student in 2023, according to Riverbank Police Services. So it's amazing. They worry about the Catholic Church, and sometimes you got to worry about your schools too, because it's just, it's always, I wonder if she was attractive too, because isn't it weird, like a lot of these attractive married teachers that teach and they go have sexual relations with their high school students, and then you find out she's actually kind of hot, and you're like, well, why don't you just stoop your husband more? But no, they gotta have some young blood. Weird. Good morning, Selected Boy.
Yeah, boy.
Next, also in headlines, Trump has said, now we got that there's going to be a $500 billion investment in the United States by Apple, right? They announced that a couple weeks ago, which I don't know if that's extending something they were already going to do or what, but they're bringing, at least 20,000 jobs to several states in the United States. Well, also happening, Trump is set to announce over $100 billion investment from a Taiwanese company. President Donald Trump is set to announce announce another major private sector investment in the U.S. at the White House on Monday. Oh, that was yesterday. Well, did they do it? A Taiwanese chip manufacturer will invest over $100 billion in the United States. This is CNN. Elena Train noted in a post on X. The White House official confirmed Train's report to Breitbart News. So that's good. There's people starting to invest in the United States. That's good. And speaking of which, also Honda is reportedly moving production of one of its top-selling cars to the U.S. amid Trump's tariff threats. Because, the tariffs are supposed to go into effect, tomorrow? Or is it today? Remember, they had a pause on those tariffs? We'll get to that in a second. Honda intends to move production of one of its best-selling car models to the U.S. from Mexico in an attempt to avoid potential tariffs, Reuters reported on Monday. The major automaker decided to shift production of its next-generation Civic hybrid car to Indiana. 3 anonymous sources told Reuters. Anonymous sources. The news comes after President Trump on February 1st imposed 25% tariffs on imports from Canada and Mexico alongside 10% tariffs on imported goods from China, an attempt to stop deadly drugs and illegal migrants from coming into the U.S. from those countries. So when announcing the tariffs, the White House, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so anyway, the tariffs are having at least one effect, that they're thinking about, people are bringing their shit back to here to manufacture. Yes, the 25% ones on Canada and Mexico start today. Yeah, I think you're right. In fact, I have it here. I just can't remember, was it today or tomorrow? The United States Senate has confirmed Linda McMahon to lead an agency that Trump wants to dismantle. And so I'm wondering, that they confirmed her. Fantastic. On Monday, the GOP-led Senate confirmed Linda McMahon to become the Secretary of the Education Department, a federal agency that President Trump has indicated he wanted to dismantle in favor of giving states more power in running schools. The senators voted 51-45 to approve McMahon, who is now the 20th cabinet pick to be confirmed by the upper chamber and the 21st overall nominee for a leading role. Kash Patel got the nod to become the FBI director, which is not a cabinet-level role. And her quote is, "It's an honor to serve as the 13th Secretary of Education under President Trump," McMahon said on X with a photo of her being sworn in. POTUS pledged to make U.S. education the best in the world, return education to the states, and free students from bureaucracy through school choice. I intend to make good on those promises. So she's going to be... they're doing it they're doing a remodel at where I work at UPS, and they're tearing all this stuff out, and you're like, whoa, that's all going away, and they're putting some new stuff in, and that's what Linda McMahon's job is, except for the putting the new stuff in. So there you go. Congratulations, Linda McMahon. Also in the news from the New York Post. Now I laugh because I played this video yesterday, and I'm listening to it. Well, wait, let me just play the video, because this is. And I just want to see what you think. This is Congressman Hakeem Jeffries. And after I play it, I'll let you know my first thought when I first saw this. So here's Hakeem Jeffrey talking about how everything the Democrats is doing is probably better than anything the Republicans would ever do at all times ever. Here's the House Minority Leader, not that kind of minority, but you know what I mean. Hakeem Jeffries. Here we go. Oh, shit. Why don't they put the sound on this? Here we go. That's dumb. That should be automatically sound. Okay, here we go. Let's try it again. Johnny, get this shit right next time. Here we go.
I just got back to the Capitol. Another day, another lie from these people who are out of control. I'm told that Donald Trump, Mike Johnson, and the extreme MAGA Republicans are claiming that Democrats are sending paid protesters into their town hall meetings. What's wrong with y'all?
Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. First, when I first saw this, I thought, oh my God, he has the charisma of a turnip. But anyway, did he just say, what's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all? Is he trying to channel Jasmine Crockett? Come on, you don't need to code switch when you do this. Who are you talking to, Hakeem? Who are you talking to?
We don't need to send paid protesters into your town hall meetings. The American people are with us.
Wait. I'm all alone outside my home. There's nobody with me when I'm talking to you. But they say they're with me, but they ain't around me. 'Cause I smell like poo. No! What do you mean? The American people are with you, but he's all by myself.
People are rising up to push back.
Rising up!
Against the assault
Rise up!
On the economy. The assault on hard-working families. The assault.
That's some violent language he's using, by the way.
On our democracy.
Our democracy? No, wait a minute. This is the other part that I don't get. Yes, we went through that conversation yesterday. Tyre says he has the charisma of a used prophylactic. Yeah, except, and someone made the comment about that, at least a used prophylactic was once useful. Anyway, whenever they start talking about destroying our democracy, bitch, how do you think you got into where you are right now? The people voted for this. Now, if they change their mind, they'll let you know. But right now, this is what democracy looks like. The side that wins get to make more decisions than the side who loses. And sorry, you are a loser. With the charisma of a turnip.
And the assault on Medicaid. We don't need paid protesters, bro. The American people are with us.
Bro. We don't need paid protesters, bro. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so he's getting trolled for this on social media. Assisting the American people are with us in opposing Donald Trump while standing all alone by myself. He's standing there all by himself anymore. Oh my gosh. Here, let's see. They got some of the best comments in here. Let's see. Just got okay. Oh no, that's the message. Let me. The Congressman post was quickly ratioed on X, racking up far more replies, 3 times as many as than shares or likes. What genius decided to film a video where House Democrat leader Hakeem Jeffries says the American people are with him and his colleagues while standing completely all by himself? I just like singing that. I don't know why. In front of the Capitol. I'm not saying he needed to film this in front of a massive crowd, but who in his comms or advance team thought it was a good idea to stage this in front of a building full of deeply unpopular politicians instead of going with a tight, controlled shot at his desk? Yeah. And that's Yashir Ali. He's on Jeffrey's side. Imagine what the people on the right were saying. Anyway, the article's there. All right, let's move on. I got, let's see, one more article here. Oh, yeah. And so tonight, the president's going to be addressing Congress. Now, it's not, I don't believe it's not a State of the Union address, because I looked up State of the Union and there's really nothing to it. So he's going to address Congress. And I don't know if it's a joint session. There's already some Democrats say, we're going to boycott his address. Nobody gives a fuck who you're there. No one wants, they're not there to hear you anyway. But anyway, oh, by the way, thank you, Avocados Diablo, dropping another small bullet in the tip jar. Here you go. And who says, well, Hakeem, at least they haven't claimed those protesters are domestic terrorists. Oh, yes, exactly. True. Yeah, because, you know, our protesters, they're domestic terrorists. Cat and Hotep's in the house. How you doing, brother? All right. So Trump's going to address Congress tonight. And he has posted out, tomorrow night will be big. I will tell you like it is. U.S. Homeland Security News says, alert, unconfirmed reports that President Donald Trump will announce that the U.S. is leaving NATO in his joint address to Congress tomorrow. It says this would be the greatest news in modern history. Look, I don't necessarily agree. Wait, let's look. And look what the fuck I did address. And I'm here for it. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. That is what it's going to be. And someone says, if CNN won't air President Trump's state, it's not a State of the Union. Is it State of the Union or not? I don't know if this is officially State of the Union, but he's definitely going to go to Congress, right? If CNN is not going to air it, then CNN doesn't need to be in the White House press corps events and Air Force One or everywhere the president goes. Now, let's see. Ilhan Omar. Oh my gosh. She has said she's going to be, okay, it tells Jen Psaki what defiance will look like tomorrow night when the President Trump addresses Congress. Okay, let's see what she says here. Are they going to disrupt it? Because I look, you know, Jasmine Crockett's not going to keep quiet, and it will be glorious. Anyway,
what does that look like? I mean, there have been walkouts in the past. Is that still a possibility? What does defiance look like?
I mean, it will look different for every member. I think this go around.
They will scowl deeply.
We shouldn't be surprised if we see walkouts. We shouldn't be surprised if we see, you know, the kind of coordinated.
I got a suggestion for y'all, all y'all Democrats. Walk out. Nobody cares. Walk out like belligerent children. Go right ahead. Yeah, I don't know why she's here. She's always on. They, especially on MSNBC, they love Ilhan Omar. I don't even know why. She's not the brightest bulb in the tree. She speaks great. She is great, you know, whatever. She's cute. I mean, I'm just being honest. But she's not that bright. I'm sorry. She just says some dumb shit. Anyway.
Effort in dressing a certain way to send a message.
You know what they should do? Now, I haven't seen this in a long time because nobody really reads newspapers anyway. But when I was in high school and, you know, you'd be at a sporting event, right? And the announcer announces like the starters or whatever of the team, and they make announcements, the players come on the field, whatever. And what the kids in my high school would do is everyone would bring a newspaper. And when they were announcing the other team's starting five, everyone in our student section would have a newspaper in front of their face, like they're reading a newspaper. Maybe they could do that. That would be, you know, that would be so defiant. The hell. Oh my gosh. You know, and I can just see Jasmine Crockett up there doing this.
We shouldn't be surprised if we see people might even, you know, verbally react to some of the lies that we know he is going to tell about the work that his administration is doing and the harm that is causing the American people.
The harm.
What does that look like?
Okay, so anyway, so that's what she thinks. Nobody gives a damn what you think. I'm trying to do that rock thing. Nobody, what does he used to say? Nobody cares what you think. I don't know. So anyway, someone says, hey, Speaker Johnson, if a bunch of Democrats are going to boycott President Trump's address, can we invite some real patriots to fill their seats? Maybe Laken Riley's parents, Daniel Penny, wounded veterans. Well, here's the thing. I think Democrats, they're planning on bringing fired and tired federal employees. Democrats keep trying to make federal worker victimhood happen. No matter how often they're told it's not happening, they keep tripling and quadrupling and decoupling down. Next up, Trump's speech to Congress. Some Senate and House Democrats are planning to boycott it. Senator Patty Murray is one of the most senior Democrats in the Senate, will not attend Trump's speech on Tuesday, Axios has learned. Neither was Senator Ron Wyden. Nobody cares. Chris Murphy, shocker, of Connecticut, told Axios he's leaning against attending the speech because when Trump does it, it's not a serious event. We want to make clear that things are not business as usual. Things are falling apart, said Representative Maxwell Frost, a Democrat from Florida. But also, then someone says, at least, but not going to it is probably smarter, according to this article, than a plan, or it's a smarter plan than trying to bring America's least favorite victims in it for media coverage. Democrats at Capitol Hill have bashed President Trump over mass federal firings since the first dismissals began on January. And on Tuesday, they're hoping to hold a human mirror to what the policy has done. When Trump addresses a joint session of Congress on Tuesday night, he'll be staring at a packed House chamber featuring not only Republican allies and Democratic adversaries, but also a host of former federal employees who were recently laid off by Elon Musk, the so-called Department of Government Efficiency. Who wrote this? This is from The Hill. Fired workers will be there at the invitation of Democrats in both chambers, a strategy that represents the latest piece of broader campaign to highlight the real world effects of Trump's early policy moves are having on Americans who live far outside the belt. No, those are all people who work in the federal buildings that we have that are half empty. And I'm sorry, maybe they need to find other jobs. Of course, if this is the Biden administration, they'd be telling them to learn how to pick strawberries or code or some shit. So, I don't know that necessarily the federal workforce is the most sympathetic workforce. Now, someone here says, Tim Young says, I'm going to bet that Jasmine Crockett acts out tonight and yells something for attention during the State of the Union. Well, look, because let me just put it this way. Jasmine Crockett is the Democratic version of Marjorie Taylor Greene, who would yell shit out when Biden did shit. And I always thought that was wrong, too. I didn't like when she did it. But I'm pretty sure that Jasmine Crockett's going to do the same thing because she got that same energy. So I would not be shocked at all if that happened. All right, let's keep going here because there's a lot of stuff I haven't gotten to yet. China and Canada are trending because the tariffs are supposed to go into effect. Now, who's the dude from Ontario? Didn't his brother get busted for cocaine or whatever? He's the Canadians. Tell me the Ontario guy, because he's threatened to have he said that he is ready to cripple America with the most stringent trade war against the United States. Now, the one thing that the Canadians can do, at least for some part of the United States, a lot of, like, for example, where I live, a lot of Minnesota gets its power from Canadian source electric companies, and also in Michigan, and I think part of Ohio maybe, or Illinois, no, Wisconsin, Michigan, and there's the electric company that runs lines from there. They supply a lot of power to this part of the country, but we buy the power. It's not like it's not like we get it for free. We buy for it. But I wonder if they're talking about shutting that off, which would be interesting. Now, here in Minnesota, we do have an alternative plant. We have a nuclear reactor in not too far from where I live that does, I think, can make up for some of that. But I don't know. So that's going to be interesting. So anyway. And as you saw in some of these early articles, some of these companies are decide to move some of their shit here anyway. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. Now, someone says, here's Aaron Rupar, who's he's a media troll. I don't know what he really does, but every time I see this face on my screen, I just want to, okay, I don't want to punch it, but it is a punchable face. Anyway, he's a very left-wing, put things out in worse, always try to put Republicans in bad light, and he will lie and cheat and manipulate to do it. So he's talking about how Levitt says your audience should be aware that tonight, 12:01 a.m., tariffs on Mexico and China are going into effect, and another 10% on China, 25% on Mexico, 25% on Canada. And the reason is because we cannot continue to allow fentanyl to pour into our country. It'll be interesting. That's today. That's why Canada and China and Mexico, for that matter, are trending. Now, China and Canada apparently swiftly retaliate against the U.S. after tariffs take effect. China targeting U.S. agriculture, hurting American farmers and consumers, sparking higher prices and inflation. Canada vows to retaliate. This is from Apple News. Will trade tensions heat up as China and Canada retaliate against U.S. tariffs? China will impose additional tariffs up to 15% on some U.S. goods, its government said, while Canada vowed tariffs up to 25% after new U.S. tariffs on both countries took effect. So, I mean, if you want to read more about that, it'll be interesting. I don't know. Look, a Canadian trade war with us, while they are one of our largest trading partners, I don't know how that works. I'm assuming now, obviously, some Canadian oil, but we have, they've slowed the production of oil in North Dakota, for example, so we could ramp that up. I don't know who holds the cards in that one. The 37 million or 40 million people in Canada, or the 360 million people in the United States. It just seems it's going to be tough. How much stuff do we actually get from Canada? And how much stuff can those companies move here? Oh, by the way, I just saw something where one of the bigwigs in Canada, apparently his company moved their headquarters to New York City. And he was saying that it was because of the Trump and the tariffs, blah 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 blah. And then he was saying, oh well, that he was not on the board when it happened. And then we find out it was on the board when it happened. And then we find out this happened in October, even before the election. They were planning on moving their company to the United States. And I'm like, oh my God, they'll do anything to blame it on Trump. But anyway, those tariffs go into place, and tariffs is also trending because of that. Here it is. Consider this when you hear Canada and the left complain about tariffs. So here's some of the tariffs that Canada has. Let's see. Canada thinks 25% tariffs are not fair. Here are some of the tariffs we charge the United States. Milk, 270% tariffs. Cheese, 245% tariffs. Butter, 298% tariffs. Chicken, 237% tariffs. Sausages, 69% tariffs. Barley seed, 57%. Bovine meat, 26% tariffs. Cars, 25%. HVAC, 45%. Vacuums, 35%. Cable boxes, 35%. TVs, 45%. Steel, 25%. Aluminum, 45%. Just to name a few. I did not know that Canada was charging that kind of tariffs on the United States. Again, because they're not as big, and we can probably produce a lot more shit when we want to. And so I could see where, Canadians have to have their own shit, and they were putting tariffs on us. Oh, but you're going to bitch about a 25% tariff. Okay. And I guess maybe if we just left it to the market and had no tariffs anywhere, would the Canadians be at a disadvantage, or would the United States be at a disadvantage? I mean, we're already some kind of disadvantage if that's the tariffs you're looking at. I didn't put that on the screen, but I'm going to make this a separate tab. This is what I was looking at when I said that. I'll put that in there. You can have that in the links today. All right, let's move on. Democrats. The word Democrats are trending, and that's because apparently, and this is part of it. By the way, I didn't even know this, but Riley Gaines was in Minnesota yesterday. There was a rally at our state capitol because the state legislature was about to vote on some, transgender sports bill, right? Because it made it through one house. It's never going to go through the Senate anyway, but it went through the House, which is kind of almost a 50-50 split. And so they were there to protest, or they're in support of that bill to not allow trans males to compete in female sports. But also, apparently 45 Democrats yesterday voted no on protecting women and girls in sports. Never ever let them gaslight you into thinking Democrats care about women's rights. So the motion about cloture on the motion, this is in the Senate. They would not allow the Senate to vote on a bill. So here it is. It's not just federal elected Democrats who hate women. It's proving to be virtually all elected Democrats at all levels. Here's proof from tonight's vote in Minnesota, where all 66 House Democrats voted no on the Preserving Girls in Sports Act. So that's kind of the main thing. Yeah, this is this boy in Massachusetts injured 3 girls during a girls' basketball game. That they ended the game before he could hurt more girls and had to forfeit the game due to injuries. So anyway, that's the main reason why Democrats are trending. J.D. Vance is trending. Lots of people are getting mad at J.D. Vance, and some people are cheering J.D. Vance. He put this out yesterday. Is talking about free speech. We'll just play this clip and then we're going to move on.
We have to ask ourselves the questions as leaders. Are we willing to defend people even if we disagree with what they say? If you're not willing to do that, I don't think you're fit to lead Europe or the United States of America.
If you're running in fear of your own voters, there is nothing America can do for you.
Exactly right.
This is referring to the speech he made over at the Munich Security Conference.
At the same conference.
That's exactly right. There's nothing that we can do for you if you're terrified of your own people. And Sean, you see this every single day. What are some of the biggest drivers of violence in these European societies? It's mass migration. It's people who haven't assimilated into European societies, who are driving cars into Christmas festivals, killing tons of...
Which another one of those happened yesterday, by the way.
Tons of innocent people. And very often, the European response to that is not to say, oh, well, maybe we should get control of our own borders. The response is to try to silence and shut down their own citizenry. That is a danger in Europe. It was a danger under Joe Biden in the United States of America. And look, of course, China is a major threat. It's a major competitor over the next few years, over the next few decades. But I have no doubt that America and Europe could take on whatever threats so long as we're strong internally. That's the biggest risk to our civilization. It's that weakness internally. That's what we have to fix.
Okay, so that's what he posted yesterday. Let's see. Someone here said, every single flag behind me represents a man who died fighting for the independence of Ukraine. I asked J.D. Vance, should they be thankful? I asked Trump, did they die for nothing? No, but they're being put in a meat grinder. They're being pushed into a meat grinder. Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, he's trading. Moving on, Ukraine. Okay, now we're getting into Ukraine, Europe, and whatever. And the main topic up here, drumbeat. There seems to be, I suppose you understand the term drumbeats of war, right? And it's really interesting how all of a sudden the European Union is beginning to talk about rearming, and that's one of the things that was trending today. ReArm Europe. Okay, so yesterday, what's her name? Ursula von der Leyen, who's the head of the EU. By the way, remember when I said women leaders are far more likely to get us into war than men? This might be the case in point. So anyway, apparently Europe is talking about rearming, which I find just a tiny bit fascinating. Now, here's why. Do y'all remember during Trump's first term, and he went over there and was talking to the Europeans, and they were talking about NATO, and they were talking about how, well, the other NATO countries need to start stepping up. You know, you got all these countries over there in Europe that are part of NATO with us, and we definitely pull our share. 75% of NATO arms are the United States, right? And Trump was over there telling them, yeah, you guys gotta, we have this agreement as part of NATO that you're going to put this X percentage of GDP towards your own protection, because we're spending a lot of time protecting you. We're protecting all the shipping lanes in the world. We're protecting Japan. We're protecting everybody. And you guys aren't living up to your obligation as far as being a partner in this security agreement that we have for a very large portion of the world. Let's just put it that way, right? And a lot of people here were like, "Oh, Trump shouldn't be talking to them like that. They're part of NATO. They're going to, protect ourselves against Russia." Blah 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 blah. Right? Well, now that we've had this dust up with President Zelensky, who I see Ken Hodip says Zelensky just apologized and seems to be willing to sign the deal. Good. That's good. We'll have to check that out. Now all of a sudden, because we had a little disagreement with Zelensky, and they want this war in Russia in Ukraine to keep going, and some of them have said, "Oh, we'd be willing to put boots on the ground." All of a sudden, van der Leyen is talking about rearming Europe. Here's van der Leyen.
Europe is ready to assume its responsibilities.
Wow.
ReArm Europe could mobilize close to 800 billion euros of defense expenditures for a safe and resilient Europe. We will, of course, continue working closely with our partners in NATO.
Yes.
This is a moment for Europe, and we are ready to step up.
Now that's fascinating. That is because when they had the little dust up the other day, Zelensky and Trump, I kept saying, because I was getting arguments with the Krasensteins of all people. Because they said something about, maybe they should also kind of step on and why do we have to be, fully responsible or mostly responsible, take the most responsibility for the protection of Ukraine when they're not part of NATO? And yes, we have a security agreement, but everyone everyone had a security agreement. And he started talking to me about, the United States hasn't paid more. If you kick all of Europe, they've contributed more than the United States. I'm like, but we have literally the United States, as far as the Ukraine funding, about half total funding, just barely under half. When if you combine all of the other European countries, we're about half of the funding for Ukraine to continue this war, right? But what he didn't take into account is that we basically supply 70% of the resources for all of NATO. And we're definitely not, the European Union is definitely not, doing half of that. So on top of the fact that we supply 70% of the resources for NATO, we're also supplying half of the resources for Ukraine, which, if the idea that would expand, remember, Ukraine is surrounded by NATO countries. So they're like, oh, well, what if he tries to go into Poland? What if he tries to go into the other countries? These other countries are already part of NATO. Some of them, not all of them, but, I don't think that was the plan. And because, then yes, you could, invoke Article 5 and all the other NATO countries would have to help. So in some ways I'm like, okay, good. Maybe was this some kind of chess move by Trump? Everyone's trying to say he's playing 3D chess. Was this a move by Trump to finally get NATO and some of the European countries to step up and take some responsibility for their own, more, not some. They do take some responsibility. I mean, hell, they have those NATO peacekeeping troops that they send into Africa to, get some, but they shouldn't have said that. That was terrible. But was this the move that got them to step up and maybe fulfill their NATO obligations? I'm just fascinated by this. All chess is 3D, 4D. Okay, 4D chess. Thank you. That's a technicality. So anyway, here's more of the speech. This is Ursula talking. You know what? How much time we got? I don't have time for a 6-minute speech. Should we do this speech tomorrow? Anyway, she says, we're living in dangerous times. Europe's security is threatened in a very real way. Today I present ReArm Europe, a plan for a safer and more resilient Europe. Like, damn, isn't that what we were talking about? Now, there's one problem, though. And Reaction Puerto Rico sent me something. Good morning, Evan S., by the way. Reaction Puerto Rico, my friend Carlos, sent me something that I kind of had a good chuckle at. And that was this post. I don't know who Gunther Fellinger-Jan is, and I don't know where he's from. Don't know anything about him. But he says, I don't know who this dude is, but he says, I call to confiscate all American military assets in Europe and hand it over to our emerging European army in case of America leaving NATO. Oh. How do you think that would go over? Why was Europe never? Well, it's not that they're not armed, but we did restrict Germany from, getting too big again, because, having the Germans have too big of an army just seems to never go well. And but France, now they decided to double their output. Britain has always had a great army. The Finns have always had a great army, but they're pretty stealth. Nobody knows what the Finns are doing, but we know that every time the Russians try to go into Finland, they get their ass kicked. So but this post really this one really got me. And so they're showing a map of the different military bases in Europe in this picture. And there can't be that many bases. I don't know what the numbers here stand for. Oh, here it is. U.S. bases as of 2020. U.S. bases less or greater than 25. U.S. small bases, naval fleets. So talking about just confiscating U.S. assets, to which I answer, you and what army? Anyway, so, and I think someone may have even said that. I think that would be a mistake on your part. Bold strategy, Cotton. So after you take all our stuff, you're going to war with Russia using however many of your troops are left afterward. Strategic planning is at your long suit. So I'm wondering who Gunther here is. He's got several flags in his bio, and he has 67,000 followers, but he follows 50,000 people. Ukraine and Kosovo must join NATO. Russia must be defeated and dismantled. Oh, now you're saying Russia must be defeated and dismantled. Is this guy like related to Clintons or something? Is he or is he one of McCain's old friends? Let's just have war with everybody. Anyway, Marty, please look at your DMs. All right, let's check real quick. Oh, I will do that. What do we got? Oh, here. Oh, okay. So here's here's Vladimir Zelensky. Thank you. I think this is it looks like the apology. Let's see. I'm going to move this over here in the Ukraine section, though. Thank you, Ms. Wild Wolf. Appreciate you. Oh, now I lost it. Where was it? There it is. All right, this is posted by Vladimir Zelensky on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, March 4th, 9:37 a.m. So this was this morning. Good morning, K-Show, by the way. Who says, I would like to reiterate Ukraine's commitment to peace. None of us want an endless war. Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than Ukrainians. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. We are ready to work fast to end the war, and the first stages could be the release of prisoners and a truce in the sky, ban on missiles, long-range drones, bombs on energy and other civilian infrastructure, and truce in the sea immediately, if Russia will do the same. Then we want to move very fast through all the next stages and work with the U.S. to agree to a strong final deal. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty and independence. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh because we did kind of overthrow their government in 2014. But that's nothing. That's not since Zelensky's been there. Anyway, we do value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty and independence. And we remember the moment when things changed when President Trump provided Ukraine with javelins. We are grateful for this. Our meeting in Washington at the White House on Friday did not go the way it was supposed to be. It is regrettable that it happened this way. It is time to make things right. We would like future cooperation and communication to be constructive. Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it at any time and in any convenient format. We see this agreement as a step towards greater security and solid security guarantees. Oh, a step towards that security guarantees. Okay, so they're not demanding the security guarantees. And I truly hope it will work effectively. Then he, let's see, he just posted again in whatever, that Russian-like language. Okay, it's the same message, okay. No, so there's somebody. That's so wrong. That is so wrong. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. Oh my goodness. Just a minute. Someone says, so the replies to this, this is what I came here for. And this is how we're gonna finish the show today. we're gonna look at some replies to Vladimir Zelensky. Just admit you're a dictator. We can all move forward with not giving you any more aid. Sign the American people. Well, I don't know if that's going to be the same, but we are going to, we're definitely going to, well, if we do this mineral deal, look, like I said, and Glenn Beck did something on this too, but I have a different reason than Glenn Beck did. The reason the mineral deal is important is you put American feet on the ground without putting American boots on the ground. So, how is that a deterrent to Russia? Well, and it's also, in a way, it's a carrot to Russia because you're not expanding any military shit into the Ukraine, even though you're probably going to have a lot of CIA people in there, just to be honest. But you put American feet on the ground and not American boots on the ground. That helps Putin save face. He can back out, but also that's also a deterrent for him attacking again because you don't want to kill any Americans. If you kill any Americans, then we do have a war. We do jump into it, and we don't want to jump into it. So it's just like Russia does not want to start killing Americans, and they need a way to save face because this war did not go the way they thought it would. Everyone thought, oh, Russia's going to just breeze through there, and they didn't. Because the proxy war was real. And so everyone needs a way to get out of this war, but not look like they're just, a bunch of dumbasses. So other people saying, what's the, oh my gosh, what's the magic word? Pretty please. Somebody, as soon as we hear that aide, maybe pauses again with his tail between his legs. Cantor, not another penny. Well, there's going to be more pennies, but at least we don't. Let's stop the war and make those pennies help, be investments instead of throwing money down the shithole. Still, you didn't apologize for your temper tantrum. I say you have to reissue a statement that includes the words "I apologize." Did he not? Let's see. No. Yeah, he didn't say I apologize, but that's technicality. Anyone else got something good here? Paul, this is a MAGA guy. Make peace, Zelensky, but don't expect America to provide you any more funds or military. If anything, Ukraine owes the U.S. hundreds of billions. End the war, save the lives, and resign. Ukraine deserves better than you. So does the rest of the world. 2 generations of your men died fighting in a war that should have ended long ago. Look, let's all remember, though. Let's all remember. The war is not necessarily Zelensky's fault. Remember? Because it is the Russians who invaded Ukraine. I blame the Clintons. Still, I blame the Clintons. Well, and Joe Biden, obviously, because Joe Biden's economic interest in Ukraine. Joe Biden probably did one of the dumbest things I'd ever heard a president do when the Russians were moving troops to the border, when he said, to the effect, this is not a quote, but to the effect, he said that, well, we can tolerate a small incursion. a small incursion. We can. So basically, he green-lighted Russia going into Ukraine. That was some dumb fucking shit. And I can't believe no one's not bringing that up every fucking day. Every day they need to bring that up. That Joe Biden said, well, as long as it's a small incursion. Dumb shit. Could you imagine if Trump would have said that? Russian Putin puppet. Crazy shit. All right, so as usual, I didn't get to have the shit that I was going to do today, but I fled the zone just to give me plenty to work with, because I would hate to run short on things to talk about. That'd be far worse. But that is officially it for today, guys. I'm going to drop these links in the chat, and we're going to get the hell out of Dodge. Thank you for joining me today on the Morning Night Live. Here we go. Copy and paste. Here are the links. All right. That's got to be it, because I'm out of time. So I hope you have a fantastic Tuesday. Thanks for joining me today as usual. I appreciate you coming by. But that's it. I got to go. My name is P Dog Knight, and I am out of here. Bye-bye. Links will also be in the description. See ya. Hey, this is P Dog Knight, and thank you for watching today on the P Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.